Basically, I think one of the first things I want to cover, a lot of the customers ask, you know, hey, I have M&R equipment, and I use an M&R pallet, I use an M&R squeegee, and I use an M&R flood bar, and if I go with a Mustang over an M&R, do these items work? And yes, they do. I wanted to show that to you, that the pallets, the squeegees, and the flood bars are all interchangeable with M&R. So the system that you're currently using in your shop, you could easily adapt the Mustang into that. Also uses the same screen frame, same location of print. Machine easily works with the M&R Tri-Lock, Newman pin system, and other pre-registration systems on the market. So I wanted to at least cover that before we get into the head controls. So up next, we're going to go ahead and show you some of the features and functions digitally per head. This is a 7-color simulated process job utilizing one flash. And I want to basically cover some of the basic functions of the head. If you take a look at the main control here, we can raise and lower the squeegee, raise and lower the flood bar, both independently. So if we wanted both the squeegee and the flood bar down, or we wanted the squeegee and the flood bar up, we can do that right from the head. We can also bring the carriage to the front and send the carriage to the back. We have digital control over our speeds, both print and flood. So for instance, if I wanted to slow the flood all the way down, I can do that, and then go ahead and bring the carriage to the front as slow as I like, and those adjustments can be made right from the head. This type of digital control over the printing process allows you to document how you accomplished a certain print, and we can do that as well with something digital control over the squeegee pressure. So we can literally dial in exactly the squeegee pressure we're looking for. We also have digital control of the squeegee angle. Here we're using 20 degrees of angle, and you can loosen the squeegee and you can digitally change the angle of the squeegee. And that also gives you the ability to document the appropriate squeegee angle to accomplish this print. You can freely spin the table from anywhere on the machine. You can also lift the table from anywhere on the machine. Any one of the print heads, you can raise and lower the table. You can also index the machine from anywhere on the head. Obviously, we have an audible alarm. If you wanted to bypass the audible alarm for one index, you can press stop and bypass the audible alarm. You can turn the head on and off at any head, and the reset displays the squeegee angle. You also have modes that you can control different functions of the machine, and then on top of that you have your speeds, which we talked about earlier, for the squeegee and the flood bar. So that's just some basic motions that you can control digitally from the head. It does not require you to go back to the main panel, so all of those functions are obviously right here at the head. Here on the side you have your screen clamps as well as your clamps for your squeegee and flood bar. So hopefully that answers some of your questions on what the print head will do. I wanted to cover a little bit about control systems, and if you take a look at this, this is a custom control. This is the Mustang, and it has a custom control which gives us a lot more capability than a standard industrial control like a PLC or an HMI. And one of the radical shifts that I think we're seeing certainly into the next decade is custom controls which give you a lot more ability and functionality at your fingertips. And so these older controls like a PLC have been in our industry since the early 1980s. You know, they really don't offer the type of power that you need at your fingertips. And I give a comparison of, if you look at your home phone compared to an iPhone or an Android-based system, where you can literally have everything you need right in your hand. And that has made a worldwide difference. And I think why has the iPhone or iPad been such a raving success throughout the world is because people want complete functionality. They want it right there and they want it right now. So the machines are getting bigger. You know, it's almost like the smallest machine you can buy today in textile screen printing that makes sense for your business is a 10 color, because if you have a 10 color, you're printing 6 colors, 2 flashes, 2 cools, and you're out. So I always give people advice to buy the biggest machine that they can fit in their physical space and or budget. So controls, I think, should be an important deciding factor, and the technology behind the controls and the features and functions ought to be very high on your list if you're looking at buying an automatic. And the Mustang, I feel, is completely ahead of the competition in many of those aspects. Okay, we're going to talk about the quartz flash. And I believe over the next decade, the integration of quartz flash function into the main control is going to be the deciding factor. Because if you look at production rates when you're flashing and printing, how the flash is integrated really makes a huge difference on what the throughput that a machine can produce. They all can run fast, all the heads can shuttle back and forth quickly, but it's how do you get up to the right temperature and time and keep that balance to get the most throughput out of the equipment. And what you're going to see more and more of is the integration of communication between the flash and the main control, as obviously at the head level and at the main control, and being able to integrate both of those things. And this type of control system really lends itself well to grab that data. And as some examples of what you can do with the Mustang, where it's very difficult to find other machines that can do this, is we can actually control the intensity of the bulbs during the index, the intensity of the bulbs in the up position, and then the intensity of the bulbs in what we call the standby position, so that you don't have to wait for the bulbs to come up to temperature. So you have 3 intensity settings, as well as the time. So we can adjust the standby time, we can adjust the time at which the flash remains in the up position, the tables stay up. So all of these type of controls are communicated through the cable, adjustable at the head or adjustable at the main panel. And this is something that if you're looking to make an investment in capital equipment, that you strongly need to consider how your quartz flashes are going to interact with the processes that you do to yield you the most money in what you're trying to accomplish. Thank you for watching this brief video about the Mustang. I'm Robert Barnes from Spider Machines, and I just want to say that over the last 20 years our industry has been very good to me, and I truly feel that the products that I've always been associated with have benefited screen printers beyond just putting ink on a t-shirt. And I think the Mustang product is really going to give you the next step in your business and where you need to go. And I think old technology is old for a reason, and new technology is where you need to invest your money. So thank you for watching.